Hi everyone, welcome to my live creative time today. My name's Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. It is such an exciting week this week. I'm happy to be here. I have so much to share with you. I'm super excited. Now, while everyone is jumping on, finding their notifications that I've gone live, I will bring this up on my other devices so that I can see all of your lovely comments there. So bear with me and we'll just get that all set up. Okay, on my iPad, and I'll get it up on my computer as well. And then that way, if my iPad crashes or goes silly, I can still see your comments over on my computer. And also too, I'll have my computer available if we need to check on anything, because there's so much happening. So, hey Cheryl, how are you? Great to have you with us today. Thank you for joining me. Alrighty, so as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here. I'm going to kick my shoes off because I know I'm going to get hot because I'm so excited. Okay. There we go. Hey Rose, how are you? Great to have you here. Hi Jane, great to have you here as well. Everyone's jumping on now, which is awesome. So great to have you here. I have a new desk chair. So if you see me readjusting, I'm still getting used to it. It's different to my other one that I had. It's more supportive in the back, but the seat is a bit deep. So I'm forever adjusting, trying to I'm still working out the most comfortable spot in the chair. So if you see me moving around, that's why. So how is everyone today? How was your weekend? Can you believe we're in April now already? I know I keep saying it all the time, but the time just goes so fast, doesn't it? Before you know it, we'll be at Christmas again. So it just goes so quickly. So what did everyone get up to on the weekend? Let me know. We had, on Saturday, I had my monthly team gathering with my team, which was really lovely. And we always have a great time together. So I do a little bit of news. We do some team recognitions. We welcome any new team members, and we celebrate Stampiversaries, which is our Stampin' Up! Anniversaries. And then we have a crafting time together. Oh, and also too, I do draw a winner of our monthly creative challenge, which reminds me, I need to put that creative challenge for April in our group today. Haven't done that yet. So yes, I need to do that today too. So yeah, and then we had some crafting time, and I didn't get it out actually. Let me grab it out and I'll show you what we made. Oh, there it is. Oh. I actually ended up making 4. I had stumbled across the night before, because some months in our team gathering we have presentations by other team members who show us how to make different things. Some months we just bring along our own crafting projects to do, and we just have a fun crafting time together as we chat, and it's always lots of fun. And that's what this month was going to be, was just a BYO craft project week or month. But then the night before, I stumbled across a video from Julie DiMatteo, who is the Paper Pixie. If you haven't seen Julie, go over to YouTube and follow her, the Paper Pixie. She's amazing, and she makes beautiful projects, and she loves doing 3D projects. And she did a quick one the other day, and I saw it just the night before, and so I messaged, posted in my team group that I was going to show them how to make this cute little project. And so this is what it was. It's a cute little tiny Easter basket. How cute is that? I didn't have any little mini Easter eggs ready, so I just popped a couple of little Snickers in there because I had them in the cupboard. So it's like a little lantern, but it's a little basket. And it's just using a piece of 6x6 designer series paper cut in strips and then put together a few different ways. So I ended up making them in different colors. And this is using is it the Petal Park? The Petal Park Sweet paper. Pedal Regent Park. I can't remember the name of the paper. But so these are the ones that I made. This one's got little flowers on it. So I made some for the family for Easter morning. I'm going to pop a few little eggs in there with their other Easter eggs as well. But yeah, I thought they would be cute on the table on Easter morning. So we made those, and then I showed them how to make one, and then everyone did their own thing after that, but I went on to make a few more. So they were, yeah, they are cute little baskets, aren't they, Cheryl? Yeah, they really are, and they're so quick and easy to make. Hi, Athena, how are you? Oh, you're still working? Okay, shh. I won't tell anyone if you don't. Hi, Robin, how are you? Great to have you with us today. Hi, Carol. Great to have you with us as well. We've got all our friends jumping on now. This is awesome. Fantastic. Great. Yes, so we had a lovely team gathering on Saturday, and I always record it for my team because not always everybody can get there, and that's okay. Everyone has, you know, a life and have things that come up. So I always record it, and I share that with my team so that they can watch the recording. So that was Saturday, and then yesterday, Sunday. Sundays are usually my day off, but I had to do some work yesterday because we've got lots of things happening in the Stampin' Up world, and so I just had to be prepared. And in saying that, I have continued with that this morning. So today's live, I have a project for you planned, but I don't have a sample to show you because I haven't made it yet, but I've got it planned in my head. But before I jump onto all of the news, I have some happy mail to share with you. And I actually had this to share last week and I completely forgot to get it out. But I received a beautiful card from my lovely friend Kayla down in Tasmania. And this is it here. Isn't this just so adorable? Kayla is so talented. She's just such a talented crafter. And I just love this, using the little elephant bundle. Super, super cute. And I forget the dies. I can't remember the name of the dies. But isn't that just adorable? And she's Wink of Stella'd. She's done some Wink of Stella splatter in the background. I'm not sure if the light will pick that up. But it's all sparkly in the background too. So super, super cute. Thank you again so much, Kayla. I have thanked her, but I wanted to thank her publicly and share that with everyone. Very adorable. So that inspired me actually for our project today, as well as a card that I had previously made. We're going to be doing a vintage card today. Now, those of you who follow me know that vintage is my favorite style. I do also do other styles as well, though, to mix it up. And I do like creating scene cards as well. So that's my newer love. So vintage and scene cards, they're kind of my favorite thing. And I love using different techniques and stuff like that. So I always change it up and keep it interesting because everyone has different likes and different things that they enjoy. And so I like to mix it up for you all as well, so that there's always something for everyone. All right. Oh, it is adorable, isn't it, Jane? Yeah, Kayla did such a great job with it. Yeah, Carol says cute as well. Yeah, it's a very adorable card. All right, let me share a little bit with you. I've got so much news to share with you. So you all might know that the current catalogues are retiring really soon. So we've got the big annual catalogue. So this is the got the lights reflecting, sorry about that. 2022 to 2023 annual catalogue. This one's going to be retiring on the 1st of May. And then we've also got the current mini catalogue, which is the January to April mini catalogue, also retiring. I'll move this way a little bit. Also retiring on the 1st of May. So we've got these two catalogues retiring because we have a brand new catalogue coming out. And guess what? I went to my letterbox this morning and guess what I found? So excited. Our brand new beautiful catalogue. So as demonstrators, we get our catalogue sent to us early. and we get to have a look at it. We've actually already had a look at the PDF last Thursday, because the PDF is available to us about a month early. And so I've already had a look on the PDF, but now I've got the paper copy, and I love having a paper copy that I can leaf through the pages. I can tag all my wish list on all the pages. Super, super exciting. So if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, check your mailbox today. If you haven't already, it might be there. If it's not there today, it's on its way to you, and you're going to have it really, really soon. Now, I have already ordered catalogs for my current customers. So if you have shopped with me in the last 12 months, I have already ordered a catalog for you, and that'll be sent to you directly from Stampin' Up! In the next few weeks. So you should have that before the catalog goes live. And if you haven't got a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalogue and you would like to shop with me, I would love to look after you as your demonstrator and give you the best customer service possible. So I'm going to pop up the link for you to request a catalogue. All right, now remember, if you have already shopped with me in the last 12 months, you will automatically already be sent one from me. It's coming to you directly from Stampin' Up, but I have ordered it for you. If you're unsure, feel free to give me send me a message just to check to see if I have already ordered one for you. So let me pull up the catalog request form. There we go. And I'll pop that in the comments. Now also too, all of these links that I pop in the comments, they will be available in, there we go. They will be available in the details, in the link. The links will be in the details of this video, both here on Facebook and over on YouTube. And I forgot to say thank you to all of you watching the replay, and thank you to all of you. Thank you for those of you that are live with me today, for those of you who are watching the replay, and also those of you who are watching over on YouTube. I always post my videos over on YouTube, and so I know that some of you watch the replay over there, so thank you so much. And if you are watching over there and you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. You'll find it down below the video, and then if you click on the little bell icon while you're there, you can choose how you would like to be notified when I upload new videos, and then that way you'll be sure never to miss anything, because you want to keep up to date with all the news. Let me tell you, there's so much exciting news coming up. So all of the links will be there for you. So yeah, beautiful catalog, so exciting. Oh my goodness, wait till you see it. So beautiful. So with this catalog, there are lots of things happening. We have brand new colors coming in. You might see some of those on the cover here. Brand new colors coming in, which means that we do have some retiring colors, because we need to make way for all the beautiful new colors. This is just some of them. There's a whole heap of them. I've been posting about that last week. So if you missed any of my posts last week, go back and check my page my Facebook page after I finish filming, and check out those last few posts, because you'll see lots of information there about new colors, retiring colors, all of those things. Now I do have on my little ring here, I have got all of the retiring colors. I pulled these out from my little swatches. I did share all of these in more detail on my Thursday Facebook Live last week. So if you missed it, again, feel free to go back and watch that video after I finish here with this video today. But I'll just show you quickly all of the retiring colors. Now this includes the in colors that are retiring, as well as some of the core colors that are retiring, because Stampin' Up! Is having a color refresh. They have one about every 5 years or so, where they revamp some of those core colors. They'll take out ones that perhaps aren't as popular. They'll put new ones in that are more on trend. And here we go. Have a look at all of these. Whoops, let me hold them up the right way. There we go. So all of these colors are retiring. So there's lots of them there. Look at that color spectrum. Lots of them there. So let me just tell you that those retiring colors, some of those have already sold out. Okay, they've already started to sell out. We've got some ink refills that have already sold out. At the moment, it is saying to be determined if they are getting more of those in. And I know that 2 of those colours are coming back in. The other ones, it's still saying to be determined. So we don't know for sure if they are coming in. So if there are colours that you love that are retiring, be sure to jump on them really quickly, because the ink pads and the ink refills, they sell out super quick. And the ink refills are the ones that are selling out right now. In fact, one of the colours that I've chosen to use today, I just found out this morning, well, I knew that the ink pad had sold out, but the ink refill, this is the Blushing Bride, the ink refill, I had that out to show you, because I was going to show you another idea that if the ink pad wasn't available, you could still get the ink refill and use it. This morning, this has gone unorderable. I checked it first thing this morning. It was still there. It's gone in the last hour or 2. So this is how quickly they're going. And then last I checked, Sahara Sand had also gone. And when my daughter checked, when my daughter asked me this morning, and I checked this morning, it was still there. And then now it's gone. By lunchtime, it's gone. So they're just going super, super quickly. Now, as I said, some of these colours may come back in. We're not sure. Oh, okay, I need to log back in. But yeah, you just have to jump on these new these retiring colours really, really quickly. So in saying that, we have got, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, the 4th of April, we have got the last chance product sales. Now, there's lists that I posted up, links to just yesterday. I think it was yesterday I posted them up. So check those out. Check out those links. There are so many products that are leaving us, including those inks in the ink pads, the ink refills, the cardstock, your colouring tools. They're going to go really quickly. So be sure to jump on those. From tomorrow, some of those products are going to be up to 60% off. But if there's any colours you love, just grab them. Hi, Dimity, how are you? Great to have you with us. Hi, Jenny. Great to have you with us. Lovely to see you, ladies. Julie's here too. Hi, Julie. Hopefully you get Happy Mail tomorrow, Julie. Yes, which is funny because usually you get your catalogue before me. So it's interesting that I actually got mine first today, this time, because usually I'm sitting there twiddling my thumbs waiting because everybody else gets theirs first and I usually get mine last. So thank you, Stampin' Up. All right, so here's a little squizzy at some of the new fresh colours that are coming. As I said, I did post more details a couple of days ago, so go back and check those later. So look at some of those beautiful colours. And we've got some new in colours coming as well. So don't be too sad about the ones that are leaving. I have some favourites that are leaving too, but it's okay because there's brand new colours that are coming. I love them. I'm loving this pink. I'm loving all of these in colours actually. They're much more muted tones and they just go so beautifully together. So yes, I know that even though I'm sad about a couple of the colours that are leaving, there are some brand new colours that are coming in that I'm going to fall in love with. Well, I think I already have, but and we've also got some previous retired colours that are returning as well, which is super awesome. Now we have got, oh, actually, here we go. I've written it down here. We are losing 4 of the in colours. That's the 2021 to 2023 in colours. We're losing 4 of those. One of them is staying, which is Fresh Freesia. Grab that out. Oop, my water bottle's in the way. Fresh Freesia is actually staying. So that's super awesome. I love this colour. So I'm very happy that that one is staying. We're getting the 5 new in colours. We're getting 4 new other colours and then like brand new. And then 7 returning colours. So that's super exciting. So we're going to make room for all of, and a whole stack of product, stamps, dies, punches, tools, all different sorts of things. So to make way for all of the new products, of course, we are having a retiring sale. So we've got last chance products. This is just one of the this is 9 pages of product from the annual catalogue. And so, yeah, lots and lots of products. So there's two lists, one for the annual catalogue and one for the mini catalogue as well. So please be sure to check those out. There's going to be some amazing bargains available. So check those out. They start tomorrow, Tuesday the 4th of April. And they're going to go until the 1st of May. And then they'll be gone for good. So, yeah. So if there's any products you had your eye on, that you had on your wish list, that you haven't got yet, then, yeah, be sure to grab those. Now, I have got a new host code. Well, actually, first of all, let me tell you where you can shop with me. So if you go to my blog, which is mandyspapercraftcreations.blogspot.com, click on the shop button at the top. That'll take you straight through to my online store, or you can go to my website as well. On my blog, though, there is lots of creative inspiration. There's also a link there that you can click on to join my, to subscribe to my newsletter. So you'll get my weekly newsletter so I can keep you up to date with all of these things that are happening. And when you subscribe to my newsletter, you also get an exclusive PDF tutorial for 3 projects that are exclusive just for that. You won't see them anywhere else. Now here is my April host code. I have a brand new host code for April, and I did post this up the other day on the 1st of the month. So this is the April 2023 host code. So use this one when you're shopping with me, and all orders receive a thank you card, and orders over $75 also will receive a thank you gift when you use my host code. So be sure to pop that host code in so that I can send you a gift, because I love spoiling my customers and I like to look after you. All right, so that is all the exciting things. So, hi Angela, how are you going? Great to have you with us. Julie said, yes, she was thinking the same thing. There you go. Great minds think alike. All right. So what we're going to do today is we are going to play with some of those retiring products. They are on the last chance lists. Blushing Bride ink and Sahara Sand ink were 2 of them. But as I said, they are both at the moment sitting in non-orderable, with a to be determined date as to whether or not we're going to be getting more of those in or not. So they haven't been fully removed yet. The last time I checked, the Blushing Bride ink pad had actually been removed completely. So I think it's gone. But what I was going to say, actually, I'll turn the camera down and then I'll explain, when I do that. All right, so let me put the camera down onto the desk and then I will show you what we're going to be playing with today. So bear with me. I'm going to cover up the camera so that you don't all get dizzy, because I need to flip and then I need to adjust my stand. So here we go. Whoa, I used my stand on the weekend, and since doing that, everything is not as it was. So it's a bit annoying because I'm trying to adjust it, but it's all the screws that I tighten up are on the wrong side, and I don't know what I did on the weekend, but I did something. did something that wasn't right. All right, and we'll put that down a little bit. Okay, now I'm not sure how that's going to look because, as I said, I adjusted everything on the weekend. I will get it back to where it was, but until I have a bit of a fiddle with it, it's all going to be, looking a little bit different. All right, let me move my keyboard because we don't need that. Whoops. Move that out of the way. I'll keep my mouse nearby because we'll probably need that. Adjust those lights a bit better. All right, now I'll move all of this just so that we can... the small grid paper, as you know, I love my small grid paper. Those of you that watch me often, you see me using the small grid paper, and it is retiring because the Stamparatus is actually retiring as well. So it's retiring with us, and I love my small grid paper, so I'm very sad about that, but that's okay. I have got lots of the big grid paper, and I need to use it up. So now I have no excuse but to use it up. All right, we are not straight there. Let's just get that, just straighten up that camera a little bit. Hang on one sec. I'll just give that a little tweak. Is that better? It was not straight. You know that I love to have everything nice and straight, because otherwise it's just annoying for everybody. Still not straight. I'll go too far the other way now. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's okay. Bear with me. No, I'm going the wrong way. It needs to go that way. It's hard to tell because it's back to front. Because I've flipped those cameras. It's like back to front. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. All right, we're going to go with that today. Okay, so let me share with you what we're going to be playing with today. And as I said, these are all on the last chance list. So the Ranunculus Romance is a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. Now, I fell in love with this as soon as I saw it, and I bought it quite a while ago and then popped it on my shelf and promptly forgot about it, didn't I? So I have got a few stamp sets that haven't had any ink on them yet, and this happens to be one of them. And as you know, I love vintage, and so this one just works beautifully with it, and I just hadn't used it. So we're going to have a play with this one today. Oh, I had used two of the sentiments. I'd used Just For You and Hello, but I hadn't used any of the other stamps. So we're going to be playing with that one today. It is a cling stamp set, so they are red rubber. I've already put the labels, the stickers on them, and I've got the ones that I'm using on my block. Might use some of the other ones that I haven't put on blocks yet, I'm not sure. And I haven't chosen which sentiment yet, but probably, well, I'm not sure. It'll be one of these small ones, I think. I don't think I'll be using the big one. I think it'll be just one of these little ones. So this one is on the last chance list because it is retiring. However, this one is not reduced at this point. Not saying it might not change down the track, but at the moment it's not reduced. However, the coordinating dies, which are the Ranunculus dies, these ones here are reduced by 60%, which is amazing. So these ones were $56. And they're now going to be reduced down to $22.40. Now remember, any of these reduced prices I tell you are available from the 4th of April, okay, when those last chance product lists go live. Okay, so that's amazing. So what you're not getting reduced on this one, you're kind of saving on this if you're buying the dies as well. And if you buy the stamp set, you'll probably want the dies as well because they are gorgeous, and you've got ones there that coordinate with this stamp set, this stamp and this stamp, and then you've got these additional dies as well and a little label die as well. So yeah, so Ranunculus dies 60% off, was $56, now $22.40. Thank you, Amber, for putting that in the comments. There you go. Amber's popped that up in the comments for us so that everybody will remember. So that's what we're going to be playing with today. Now, sadly, we also have our circle dies, which are retiring. These are the layering circle dies. I'll just move that over out of the light because the light is reflecting. These circle dies have been around for a really, really long time, and the layering circle dies, and they have just been fantastic, but they are retiring. So these are going to be 30% off. They were $61 and now they are down to $42.70. And I love, love, love these. Use them all the time. So I'm sad about these ones, but I thought I'm going to give them, get some work out of them over the next few weeks before they completely go. So yeah, so grab those if you don't already have them. We will be having some circle punches, and there's some other dies that do have circles, but not as many as these, and not the scallops. So if you love these, if you love scallop dies, yeah, then grab these ones while they're on special. So we're going to incorporate those today. And you will remember, I'm just going to put my label back on there so I remember, because Amber has done a great job in labeling all of my products that I'm using today for me with the sale prices so that I could let you all know. She's been such a wonderful help. The stitched rectangle dies, my favorite, probably most used die set, is retiring. I'm very sad about this one, but it's okay because we've got other ones that we can use. We've got the deckled rectangles, and we've got some other rectangle ones as well. But yes, I do use these ones a lot, so it's probably good to push me out of my comfort zone and use some other products instead. These ones are going to be 10% off. They were $61. They're now going to be $54.90. So grab these dies before they go. I think these ones are going to be snapped up because these are a very popular die. Same with the circles. I think they're both going to be snapped up. Unbelievable, Dimity said. Yes, I know. Are they a favourite of yours as well, Dimity? Yeah. Was Soft Succulent going? Yes, Soft Succulent is going, Julie. Yes, it is. So, okay, so make sure you grab the stitched rectangles. Now, in terms of DSP, let me just, I've got all these stickers over here. Hang on a sec. Whoop. Just putting the stickers where they belong so that I don't get them mixed up. In terms of DSP, or Designer Series paper as we call it, which is our pattern papers, all of the current Designer Series papers are going to retire. Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry over Designer Series paper generally. So most of them are going to be retiring. I think there's a couple of the specialty ones that are carrying over, such as the gold gilded one, which I can't remember the name of. The distressed gold, I think it's called. That one's carrying over. And some of the ones that were in the some of the textured ones that were in the mini, which I can't remember the name of, but all of your patterned ones generally will retire. So this is the Awash in Beauty Designer Series paper. We're going to use this one today because I love these colors and textures. So this is the one side, and then on the other side you've got these beautiful watercolor painted floral designs, and I've used this one a fair bit, so this pack is chopped up a bit. That's not all of them, there's more, but I have chopped them up. So yeah, so this is the paper that we're using today. This one is, oh, here's the sticker. So this one is 20% off. So it was $21 and now it's going to be $16.80. Okay. So Julie said the ink refill has returned to stock. Oh, has it? Awesome. That's great, Julie. Yes, the Soft Succulent was on non-orderable the other day. I think today it has returned to low inventory. So it's still going, but let me actually just go over there and check the lid. Oh, actually, there it is there. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing. Hang on a sec. Let me just double check for you. I knew I was going to get these questions today. So I had my, I'll just pop that in. Hang on one sec. So I had it open ready, but I got timed out. So that's okay. Let's see. Soft Succulent is back on non-orderable again. Okay, that was quick because when I checked this morning, I'm pretty sure it was on low inventory. And now it's gone back to non-orderable. Soft Succulent, it says that it is due to come in on the 10th of April. So it is still, they are still going to have some more of that. Even though it's on the retiring list, it is, they are expecting another shipment the week of the 10th of April. The other ones that are on the non-orderable, this is for the ink refills, is this one, Blushing Bride, Sahara Sand, Pacific Point, Pear Pizzazz, Mint Macaron, Fresh Freesia, but that one's carrying over, so that one's due back in as well on the 10th of April, so that one will be available again, so that one's okay. Soft Succulent, small grid paper gone, so sad. And then on low inventory is Petal Pink, which is coming back, so that's okay. Grey Granite, which is coming back. Pale Papaya is actually going to be retiring, and that one is already on low inventory. So Petal Pink and Grey Granite, that's not a problem. They will come back in because they are carrying over, but the Pale Papaya is not carrying over. So, yeah. Brushstroke paper is on low inventory. The Subtle 6x6 Designer Series paper, the Bright 6x6 Designer Series paper. Yeah, and the other things that are on low inventory are ones that are coming back, so I won't bother telling you about those ones. So yeah, so these ink refills, these are usually the first thing to go. And I think the Blushing Bride ink pad has already gone. It's not coming up under discontinued yet, but yeah, they're still updating. These products move so quickly. So when you, yeah, they just move so quickly when they start going out. All right, the other thing that we're using today is the Pearl Basic Jewels. They are also retiring. So these are 10% off. They were $10.50 and now they're going to be $9.45. There's the sticky note there. So these are retiring as well. So grab those if you love the pearls. These are the Pearl Basic Jewels. With the Brushing okay, so the Brushing Bride cardstock is still available. We're going to be using some of that today. So I've got, these are my colours that I'm going to use today. So we have got a challenge this month in our team, and it's a 3-colour challenge. So I'm about to announce it this afternoon. So those of you that are in my team that are here with us today, you are getting the scoop on our challenge because I haven't actually announced it in the group yet. I've been so busy, I haven't got there yet. Okay, Amber is saying it looks like the Sahara Sand ink pad and cardstock are still available. Perfect. We are using them both today. But if you really want it, grab it now as it may go quick. Yep. So Blushing Bride. Amber, can you double check if Blushing Bride, we did check last night and I couldn't find it in the online store. I think it is gone, and it's not on any of our lists. So I'm pretty sure it's been removed, but just double check. Pear Pizzazz is also going, and Sahara Sand, which is a beautiful neutral colour. This one is going as well. Blushing Bride, ink pad and refill are gone. Okay, as I said with the refill, it's still showing as to be determined if it's coming back or not. Oh, like not if it's coming back, it is retiring, but as to whether or not they're going to have more stock. So we'll keep a watch on that one. What I was going to say with the Blushing Bride, even though the ink pad itself has gone and sold out, if these do come back in, what you can do is grab them straight away. So keep an eye on the online store for them, for the Blushing Bride. What you can do is grab a packet of the uninked ink spots. Okay, these are like little blank ink pads. And I showed how to ink these up a couple of weeks ago, actually. You can use your ink refill to ink up one of these little blanks, okay? And then you'll have a little mini ink pad, a little ink spot in Blushing Bride. So with any of the retiring colours, if the ink pads go and the ink refill is still available, grab them. Grab yourself a packet of the uninked spots. I think they are, from memory, around about $15.75, roundabout-ish. Don't quote me, but it's around about that. And then just re-ink them with your, ink them up, sorry, with your refills, and then you've got your ink pad. So that was the tip I was going to give today. All right, cardstock. We have got, I'm using Basic White, Blushing Bride. This is all I've got left of my Sahara Sand. So the Sahara Sand cardstock is 10% off. It was $16.25. It's now going to be reduced to $14.62. So I've only got a few scraps left to use. The Blushing Bride, which is a very pretty pink, it's going to be 40% off. It was $16.25 and now $9.75. So there you go. Okay, so I'm doing the 3-colour challenge for my team. So I thought I'd try and incorporate that today if I can. We'll see how we go. All right, so there's some of the retiring products. So let's get to the crafting. Okay, now we're going to start with a white card base. Basic white card base. There you go. Amber's popped up those discounted prices for you. And I've got Amber there. Those of you that don't know, Amber is my daughter. She works as my assistant for me. And she's usually also my moderator in my Facebook Lives. And she is there today. And she's looking up all these products for us as we go to check how they are all situated right now. So she's saying that Pear Pizzazz cardstock and ink pads are still available, but the refill is gone in the Pear Pizzazz. I think that was one of the ones on the non-orderable list, was it? Yes. So with a to be determined. So we don't know if there's going to be another shipment coming, because the Blushing Bride ink pad was originally in the non-orderable to be determined as well, and now it's been removed, so obviously they weren't going to get it in time. So all right, we're cutting a piece of basic white cardstock in half. This is an A4 sheet. We're cutting that at 14.85, and then we're going to score that at 10.5. I'm just doing a basic card fold today. Okay, 10.5. If you want to make sure that it folds nicely, even though you've scored it, sometimes they can still fold a bit off. Put it on your trimmer up in that corner. Use this edge here and this edge here. Push it up there in the corner and use that as a guide to line up your cardstock. Okay, pushing it up into those corners and then burnish with your bone folder, and you get a nice crisp folded card. There we go. All right, beautiful. Now I'm going to cut a piece of the Blushing Bride. Actually, I've got a piece already cut. I might use that one. Actually, let me check. Let me check the size of this one. This isn't actually the right size that I want. So I'm just going to cut this at 10.5. There we go. We're going to use that as a layer anyway, but that's a card. Oh, that didn't cut very well then. Didn't press firmly enough down with my blade. Okay, and then we've got our designer series paper. Now I'm going to use, so what I was going to show you was, I'll leave that cutter there, because the trimmer there, because we're going to use that in a moment. For the card today, I'm going to do, as I said, Kayla's card inspired me, but also I have this one here that I created quite a while ago now. This wood paper, that retired a really long time ago. But this stamp set is one that's still available, and I can't remember the name of it. Amber, can you remember the name of it? Is it, oh, I think this one is Carrying Over, actually. But yeah, so this one and Kayla's card together can, sort of inspired me for today's project. Hi, Zana, how are you? Good morning. Well, it's morning for you. It's afternoon for us. Oh, Angela's here. Hi, Angela. Thought you'd pop in and say hi. Well, it's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I thought that I would do a little bit of a take on this one, but I'm going to change it up a bit. Okay. And of course, I'm using different products. So stay tuned and watch what I have for you today. All right. So I'm going to do the layers basically the same, and I need to measure what this one was. So that one was 10.1. Okay, so that's a 2 millimeter border. So that'll be 14.45 by 10.1. All right, so I'm taking some of the Wash in Beauty Designer Series paper. We've got that design on the back. I'm using this paper here today. So we're going to take that to 10.1. By 14.45, and of course we're going to be doing some distressing today because it's a vintage card, so we need some distressing. All right, so we've got that layer. I'm going to save these strips because I might use those to decorate the inside later. Okay, So that's that layer. So we've got our card base, our white card base, which we'll do a bit of distressing on. We've got our matte layer, sorry, our DSP layer. And now we need a piece of Sahara sand now I'm using my scraps because this is all I've got left, for the next layer, which is going to be, now I want a pretty good border of that pink. I want to be able to see that pink. So let's see. Let's estimate what this one was. Now I've done some tearing on there, so obviously it was a little bit bigger than that. So I would say that one probably was 10 by, it probably was the same size, maybe a little bit shorter. 10 by, we might go the same size and then I can tear it down to the smaller size. Okay, so we'll cut that the same size as the DSP, and then we're going to cut that down. We're going to tear it down. So 10.1 by 14.45. Who's crafting along with me today? Let me know in the comments if you are. I would love to know what you are crafting. Share with me. All right. So I'll pop all of that spare DSP over to the side, keeping those nearby. And I've got some vellum nearby too, because we are probably going to use some vellum as well when we come to do our decorating. All right, so what I want to do with this piece is I want to tear this one. Let me just check in the comments. Quiet Meadow, that was this one. Thank you, Amber. She always remembers these things better than I do. This was the Quiet Meadow stamp set. So really, really beautiful. And I'm pretty sure that one is carrying over. Zana said she's not long been awake. It is 7:45 over there. Zana is in the UK and she's one of our regular viewers. It's great to have you with us today, Zana. How is the weather over there? It must be warming up for you over there. It's cooling down for us. So I know your seasons are the opposite to us. All right, we are going to do a little bit of distressing now before we do any stamping. So what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to do some scissor distressing, and then this one we're going to do some tearing. And I need to grab my daubers out too, because we're going to need to do some daubering. Okay, so with this one, I'm just going to scissor distress. If you don't like the sound of this, feel free to mute the audio. But we're just going to run this along the cardstock to give it, actually, you know what, I'm going to grab a scrap to put underneath. Let me reaching for a scrap. This gets a little bit messy because you'll get little fibers of the cardstock. Oh, hello, Kay, how are you? Great to have you with us today. How are you going? And so you just drag that along, but you will get little fibers of the designer series paper coming off. So see how they're falling off. So we'll get a little bit messy. So I don't want to mess up my grid paper just yet. If you get some little tears in there, that's great, because that adds to the distressing. So don't worry if it tears. Now, of course, when you're doing this, be very careful because the scissors are sharp. And I love our paper snip scissors. They have a nice short blade. They're very, very sharp. They're nice and pointy for when you're doing fussy cutting and cutting out those small designs. They're a really great pair of paper snips and they last for ages. And they've got a nice comfortable handle too. So great for all of your paper cutting needs and distressing needs, as you see. This paper distresses up really beautifully. It's nice and soft, this paper. When you're doing this with cardstock, it's a little bit harder, of course, because the cardstock is thicker. And even some of the papers, you'll find some of the papers are different thicknesses, and some of them just tend to distress much more easily than others. All right, So let's put a little, I want to put a little intentional cut in there. And I'm just going to roll that. Just going to manipulate that cardstock a little bit, give it a little tear, and just soften that up a little bit. There we go. So we've got one over here. Just tear that a little bit more. Give that a little bit of a play. Does anybody else love the vintage style? Do you love distressing techniques? Let me know in the comments. Is this something that you've tried before, or is it something perhaps that you would like to try if you haven't yet? There we go. So we're just going to make sure that all those edges are rough, because we don't want any straight edges some places and rough edges other places. It's all got to be roughened up. There we go. You can bend some of those corners a little bit too. Just really rough it up a bit. We don't want our corners too straight, and yeah, it's a good way to get out your frustration too with distressing techniques. Not that I'm feeling frustrated at all. Okay, when you finish doing that, make sure you close the blades of your scissors, because they are very, very sharp, those little paper snips. All right, I went off my scrap paper a little bit, got a bit carried away there. So let me just clean this up. All right, I'll tip that into the bin. Okay, awesome. Okay, now, so we know this is going to fit on there. We're going to do some extra ink distressing as well, but we'll do that in a little bit. We'll just get all of our layers the right size first. Now this one we want to sit inside here, so we're going to need to do a little bit of tearing, and this is a lot of fun. I love doing tearing techniques. So we are just tearing this cardstock along. Notice I'm doing little tears at a time. If you just grab that piece and just rip it, this torn part here will be so wide and ugly, so you don't want to do that. And I'm supporting the cardstock at the back as I'm doing it. Okay, I'll show you again with the next tear. I'm going to tear across the bottom. So see how I'm holding that cardstock there until I can't reach it anymore, and then I'm turning my hand around to the bottom. There we go. How is that going to be? That's going to be good for length, I think. All right, and then we'll do the sides. Now these little bits that you're tearing off, you might think, well, that's a real waste of cardstock, but you can save these little pieces and use them as ground or like little dirt mounds or things like that in the background. You can actually ink those edges and use these on other projects. So don't necessarily throw them out, because you can still use those. All right, so we need to tear off a little bit from this side as well. Now all of the measurements and the supply list and everything will be up on my blog tomorrow. So if you miss any of those measurements today, don't panic. They'll all be available for you. Okay, that looks pretty good in size wise. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yep, I think we'll go with that. All right, so hang on to those little pieces, because I've got very little left of my Sahara sand. Oh, you're getting better, Kay. That's great. And Dimity says, yes, she enjoys making vintage style projects. Awesome. Fantastic. Glad to hear that you're getting better, Kay. That's really good news. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to do a little bit of stamping on this layer, and we're going to be using this one, and we might use this one too. Actually, I didn't get that one out, but I'll get it out now. All right, so let's grab a little block, and we'll pop our block on there. And we've got our Sahara Sand ink and also our Blushing Bride ink. Now, I haven't decided which colour I like best, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually flip this over to the back. We're going to do a test on the back. Because I don't have much of this left, I don't want to waste it. So let's just do a little test on the back to determine whether or not we want to. I'm thinking we're probably going to stamp off, but let's just see. Okay, let's try the Blushing Bride. I'll try that with the other stamp. I definitely stamped off with the Blushing Bride, and I think we can probably go tone on tone. I might do the stamped off actually, because it'll be just that little bit softer. All right, so I think I like, in terms of color, I was testing the two colors, and I think I do like the Sahara Sand. So I think we'll go with Sahara Sand, and I'm just going to give this one a clean. Now, where's my chamois? There it is. All right, so clean this one off on my chamois, because we'll use the Sahara Sand for both stamps. Okay, so we are going to flip this back over to the right side now, and we'll do a little bit of, oh, that had a little bit of fluff on it. All right, so what did I say? We're going to stamp off, right? Yes. Okay, I'm going to use this little section down here to stamp off. So to stamp off, we call it second generation stamping, because when you ink your stamp up, that is first generation, and then the second generation is when you stamp the stamped off version. Okay, so I'm just going to do these randomly here and there. Okay. Does anybody have the Ranunculus bundle? Let me know if you have it. I'll just do one over here as well. There we go. Okay, so we've got those there. Now let's do some of these little, this is like a little post mark, like a post stamp. Oh, Angela's got this one. It's beautiful, isn't it, Angela? Have you used it much? So we're just going to fill in the little gaps now with the little Eiffel Tower post mark. Let's go that way. Yes, Angela says Angela Lonka says that she loves it. She's used it a bit. Beautiful. Okay, so there is our background created. See how we can create our own designer series paper using our stamps? So we've got that nice distressed background. Okay, give those stamps a little clean. As I always say, it's a good idea to clean your stamps straight away. All right, so we're going to take our sponge daubers now. Now let me find my Sahara Sand one. There we go. And I'll also have my Blushing Bride one in here too. So I'm going to pull that out at the same time. Just have to find it. There it is. Because I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. So we will see. I'm also going to grab my, no, not that one. My blending brushes. Sorry, I'm just reaching over to grab my blending brushes. This is how I store my blending brushes, in a little pen holder. So I'm going to grab my blending brushes, and I am just going to brush over a little bit of this ink. So I'm going to just brush off the excess on my paper, and then I'm just going to brush a little bit of the ink over this as well, just to distress it a little bit further. Okay, so that it doesn't look too clean, because we're doing vintage. We want it to look distressed. We want it to look sort of a bit aged. You know how you get that old sort of paper and it sort of looks yellowy brown. that's kind of what I'm going for, so that Sahara sand isn't quite so crisp and clean. It's going to just grunge it up a little bit. That's looking pretty good. And the Sahara sand is a great colour. Yeah, it's sad that this one's going. I love this one. But that's okay. We've got some other beautiful colours coming as well. And there's another one that I think is going to take place in my heart as my next, my new favourite neutral colour. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take our sponge dauber, and where we've torn that cardstock, we're going to go around all of those edges. Hi, Martha. How are you? Great to have you with us today. All right. Is anyone else crafting today? I did ask that question, but I didn't see any comments. Let me just scroll back up. Let's see. Oh, I haven't seen any comments to say that anybody is crafting. Let me know in the comments if you're crafting with me today. Did you all grab your cuppers? Have you got a snack? I actually haven't had my cuppa yet today. I was up early this morning actually for a Zoom meeting. And, you know, the Zoom meeting wasn't super early, but I had gone to bed really late. And so it was early for me. And then I'd woken up before my alarm as well. So that wasn't fun. It's never fun when you wake up before your alarm, and then I couldn't get back to sleep. So yes, then I went back to bed and had a little nap because I was falling asleep at the end of the meeting. Not that it was boring, but I was just that tired. And I thought, oh boy, I'm not going to last the day if I don't go and nap. So I went and had a little nap. Yeah. So I think we're going to distress everything with the Sahara sand. I was wondering about doing it with the Blushing Bride, but I think we're going to keep using the Sahara sand. Hi, Briar, how are you? You're watching from New Zealand. Ah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been seeing your comments on some of my videos and things like that. Thank you so much for following me and commenting on my videos and my projects. I really appreciate your support. It's lovely to have you here live with us today. What part of New Zealand are you in, Briar? If you don't mind me asking. If you don't want to share that, that's okay too. So I know that some people are quite private about, you know, giving out too much information online, and that's okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got that one all grunged up too. Now, another thing that you can do is give this a little bit of a zhuzh. Give it a little bit of a zhuzh so it's not all nice and crisp, and we give it a little bit more sort of an aged, you know, we want to distress it. If you want to, you can scrunch it as well. I'm not going to fully scrunch today. I do scrunch sometimes. I do scrunch my cardstock sometimes, but I'm not going to fully scrunch this one today. Oh, Napier, where all the floods are. Oh, how are you? Are you okay with all the floods? Is it still flooding, or was it the floods that we heard of a few weeks ago? Is it still affected by the floods now in Napier? There we go. So just manipulate that cardstock, give it a really great working out. Beautiful. Good. And if you want to, you can even add a little bit more of that Sahara sand on that cardstock as well to age that down a little bit more too. Just rub that over just to give that a bit more of an aged look as well. There we go. Now you might not see the difference too much on camera, but in real life, like, you can actually see the difference. And look, these two are going to layer together beautifully. Look at that. And we've got that Sahara sand color carrying through the project. So loving that. Now we need to do a little bit of distressing with this one as well, because this is our card base. Now what I'm going to do is, normally I would go around the edges with my Sahara sand, and I still might do that too, but I think what I'm going to do, oh, thank you for all the thumbs up and the hearts, everyone. I'm going to use my blending brush, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one and grunge this up a little bit too. There we go. Got some hearts going up. Everyone's loving this. Fantastic. Martha says, yesterday she did some craft for your birthday, Martha, or for somebody else's birthday. And I have 2 months to go to pack all my crafting in boxes for moving out in October. Oh, wow. Going to miss your crafting. Oh, yeah, you will while it's all packed away in the boxes. Hopefully you'll be able to unpack it quickly when you finally move to your new place. That would be very hard. Maybe could you leave out a few little staple products like your toolkit and a couple of ink pads, maybe a black ink pad and a couple of colors or something, or some ink spots, or even just some kits, a couple of kits perhaps, so that you can still craft? Or do you need to actually pack absolutely everything up? Briar said, no, but it's bad. It's like a war zone. Oh, 1,000 people have lost their homes. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Oh, that's so sad to hear that. Are they getting help? Is there help and support over there for those people? I hope so. That's really sad. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, that's really sad to hear. My goodness. We heard the floods, about the flooding on the news when it was all happening. And yeah, we had some bad flooding in Australia last year ourselves actually, and there were a lot of people that had lost their homes and things as well. My niece actually was affected. One of my nieces was affected too. They were displaced from their home for quite a while, and then they had to have all the repairs done. All their lower level was all flooded, and they had to wait while it was all being repaired and everything. Thankfully, they were able to move back home. They didn't lose their entire home, but yeah, it took a while for them to have all the damage repaired. Oh, I was going to add some. Oh, do we need to? Let's see. We'll add some. Let's go. Let's keep going with the ink. Athena said, I've just finished unpacking her crafting. Oh, that's so exciting, Athena. And finally have a craft room back. Oh, yay. But packing it was very hard work. Oh, I bet. I know you had so much stuff, Athena. Oh, that's really good to hear, Athena, that you've got your craft room back. That's so exciting. And now you've got a new craft room. How's your crafting space? Is it bigger than your last one, or is it about the same size? That'd be very exciting. I know I loved it when I got my new shelving even. Like it was not even a new craft room, but it felt like a new craft room when I got my shelving put in, because I originally just had some old bookcases that I used for storage. There we go. Look, we are grunged up now. Oh, it's your cousin's birthday, Martha. Ah, very nice. Lovely. Bra said it's going to take years to come back from this. If the riverbanks broke on this side of the river, we would have lost everything. Oh my goodness. That's scary, isn't it? Oh dear. Thankfully, they didn't break on your side, Briar, so you and all those people that are on that side were spared, but it's very sad for those that, yeah, weren't so lucky on the other side. Not good at all. All right, there we go. Okay, so that is the basis of our card. Now, I'm not going to stick all that down yet because we are going to stamp all of our other images now. But that's the sort of the layers done, which is good. Look at this mess we've made. Well, not we, look at the mess I've made. All right. let's see now. I want to stamp this beautiful one here, and I think I'm going to stamp that in the Blushing Bride. Now, as I said to you, if you can't get your hands on the Blushing Bride, you could perhaps use Petal Pink or one of the other softer colors. I mean, there's lots of other colors to choose. We also have another beautiful pink coming in, which I'm excited about. So you could perhaps use one of those. Now I'm going to grab some, let's see, I'll use some basic white. Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab my scraps. Let me grab my scraps. Hang on a sec. Always great to use our scraps. There we go. Got a little scrap there of white, which will be perfect. And I'm going to stamp this in the Blushing Bride. So as I said to you, keep an eye out for the Blushing Bride ink refill. At the moment it's non-orderable, but it is saying to be determined if they are going to get more of those in. So it'll be interesting to see. Actually, let me just check that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do get more of those ink refills. But as I said, the ink pads themselves have actually gone, which is sad, but that's okay. There's more beautiful colours coming. There we go. Oh, gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that. How beautiful is that? It's so pretty. Look at that. So, so pretty. Can you tell I love my stamping? I love my Stampin' Up products. They're so beautiful. All right, and this one here, I'm not sure whether to stamp this in pink or in the Sahara Sand. I might try this one in the Sahara. I also do have Pear Pizzazz. So I was wondering if the Pear Pizzazz stamped off might look nice too. Oh, Zana said she's so pleased that she ordered the refills, even though she doesn't have all of the ink pads. Oh, good job, Zana. Yes, because if you don't have the ink pads, you can buy some of the uninked ink spots, which are little ink pad blanks, and you can just ink them up yourself and make little mini ink pads or little ink spots. Rose said, what's taking place of Sahara Sand? Oh, there's a few... There's a couple of nice neutrals coming in, Rose. Off the top of my head, I don't have them here. You could use, in the current colours though, you could use Crumb Cake, and you could just stamp that off because Crumb Cake is a fairly strong colour. Just not sure about including this green or not. We'll see. We'll see. I'll stamp one and we'll see. Yeah, you could try that. Try the Crumb Cake. It's just a little bit darker than the Sahara Sand. But in the new colours that are coming, I can't remember the names of them. I'm sorry. I posted them in our team group, Rose. So if you have a look in there, that'll give you a little clue. I want to stamp off 3 times maybe. Let's see. I mean twice, not 3 times. Oh, that might be a little bit too faint. A little bit too pale. Let's try again. Let's flip it over. Try on the other side. Oh, stamp off. There we go. Yeah, I think that one will go nicely actually. So that's second generation stamped off in the Pear Pizzazz, which is also going. Oh, you know what else would look nice? Soft Succulent, which is also going. Oh, let's try that. Let's try Soft Succulent. Do love me a little bit of Soft Succulent. Where are we up to with the Soft Succulent, Amber? Can you remind me, please, if you're still there in the comments? Yep, you'll check it out, Rose. Awesome. Good, good. Okay, let's have a look and see what this will look like in the Soft Succulent. There's another beautiful one that's coming, that's going to be, well, it's not replacing Soft Succulent necessarily because it is a different color, but it's called Lost Lagoon. That'll be a beautiful greeny blue as well, or bluey green. Let's see. Oh, very dark. I think I re-inked this just recently. I think we need to do second generation. Oh yeah, still too dark. I didn't stamp that very well either, but yeah, not the color I'm going for. I think I like the Pear Pizzazz better on this project. I do love, generally speaking, I do love Soft Succulent, but not with this pink. I think with this pink we need the Pear Pizzazz. Instead of that, I missed out on the refills from a couple of years ago for In Colors of Cinnamon Cider. Oh no, that was a beautiful color too. And only just resourced that, but have got like three pads now, 3 ink pads now. Oh no. I find it hard to believe we lost 4 greens. Yeah, but there are some beautiful new ones coming in. Have you seen the new ones, Anna? They're beautiful. All right, so we're going to go for the Pear Pizzazz, which was my first initial choice. Okay, so what I thought I might do is grab my Wink of Stella. If I can find it here. Now, the Wink of Stella is carrying over. Thankfully. Give it a little shake up. And did you know when these run out, you can add a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to them because there will be more glitter stuck in the bottom. And then give it a good shake, and then it will keep going for a little while longer. Now, that's not endorsed by Stampin' Up. That's just a little Mandy tip. But I'm going to use this to give this like a watercolor wash look, but also a bit of a shimmer with the this one, this thing, the Wink of Stella. That's the one. Oh my goodness, I went blank there for a minute. So I'm just going to add the Wink of Stella onto the flower buds, not onto the leaves. So that, actually I probably should add it onto the leaves because we want them all to be having that little bit of watercolor look to them. So there we go. So that just gives, it's just very subtle, but it does change it up a little bit. Okay, and then if you want to, you can do the greens as well. Before you change colors, just make sure you clean your brush off onto some scrap paper to make sure that you've got all of that color off before you change colors. So we'll do the same with this one. Did you know that you can watercolor with your Wink of Stella? It's just like using a water painter. However, if you have put alcohol in it like mine, then you will get a slightly different effect, and it does dry a lot quicker though. So this one, I usually get 2 refills maybe out of them once they run out. And then after that, that's it. Then I have to replace it with a new one. All right, there we go. So in the light, and I don't know if that'll show up on camera, these are now shimmery. Like if I trying to pick up on camera how you're going to see that shimmer under the light. Let me bring the light in. Whee! Can you see that? I'm just having a look on the... No, it's really hard to see on camera. It's really hard to see, but it's there. Actually, this one probably needs a little bit more in the middle there. Now that I look at it. And you can do it like, see how rough I'm doing it? You don't need to be really precious about it. There. And it's starting to bleed that colour a little bit of that ink that we stamped, which gives you more of a watercoloured look. Oh, there we go. Now it's going well. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see that shimmer, but it's there. Believe me, it's there. All right, so we'll just clean that colour off our brush. Okay, now the only thing with that is you need to let that dry a little bit before you die cut it, okay? So we need to give that a little bit of an air dry before we cut it. The other thing I was wanting to die cut, oh, you know what? We have got some beautiful little, I'll just take that off there for a minute. We've got some beautiful little bits and pieces here, so we might die cut some of those as well. So take these dies out. There is this big one here as well, but I don't want to use that one today. So I think I will just use these little more delicate ones. So that one and that one. And then these two will cut out our pieces that we've stamped, but because that's just a little bit wet, we're just going to set them aside to dry for a moment. All right, so we'll die cut these. I'm probably going to do these in, let me think. Do I want to do them in, I'll have to do them in the white, and then we'll put a bit of Sahara sand ink on them, because if I did them in Sahara sand, it'll be tone on tone and we're going to lose them. Oops, just dropped my cardstock. Hang on one sec. There we go. We'll use this piece. I'll just chop that bit off that had that other one on there. And I'll bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, just a little inside info. The Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is going to be increasing, the mini and the big machine are going to be increasing in price as well in the new catalogue, just by a little bit. So if you want to get it a little bit cheaper, then now might be the time. Yeah, I won't say any more than that, just in case. But yeah, it's not retiring, but yeah, we'll be going up just a little bit. So all right, so we're going to use our number 1 base plate and our number 2 clear plate. And where did I put my cardstock? There we go. Oh, I've only got enough for one of these. That one will just fit on that scrap. That's okay. I have got many more scraps where that one came from. And I'll use some of my washi tape here to just hold that on in place. And I'll get some more scraps for this one. See, I'm a bit of a hoarder of scraps, but I tell you what, they come in handy. It's not going to be quite, oh yes, look, we'll get it. If we get it at the right angle, we'll fit it on this little scrap. But these little scraps, they come in so handy for all these little bits and pieces and your little sentiments. And I have a little container over on my trolley that sits behind me, and it's got a whole heap of long white scraps for sentiments. I keep them all because they come in so handy, all for little bits like this. Okay, there we go. And then a number 2 clear plate on the top. Now, because I've got my machine sitting on paper, it might move around a little bit. Whoops. It might wiggle around a little bit because it's not gripping to anything because it's on paper. But usually if you've got it on a smooth surface where the rubber feet can grip, you'll have a much better experience. It won't move around as much on you. Zana said that she is loving the new in colours. I know, they're so rich and earthy. I agree. They're beautiful, aren't they? I'm very excited for them. Perfect for nature and men's cards. Yes, I agree. But also too, I think they're going to be great for vintage. And the pink that is in there is really pretty. I love the pink that's in there. It's really a sort of a softer, more muted pink, not a bright pink. Where's my take your pick tool gone? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's going to be a really beautiful one too. So there we've got a cute little, what would you call that? Like a little filigree. And our little florally, oh, there's our little florally one. It popped straight out. There we go. Just pop out those extra little bits. There we go. So we'll use those. And we'll keep our washi tape. Well, that bit can go in the bin. That one's a little bit overused now. All right. So get rid of the scraps, clean our plates of all those little pieces. Make sure you do clean all those little tiny pieces off your plates, because they can affect how your machine die cuts your other pieces. Now, while we're here, I think our stamped images will probably be dry enough now. Yeah, they're dry enough now to die cut, so we'll die cut those while we've got the machine out. All right, so we want our... Oh, you can tell I haven't used this one. It's really stuck to the paper backing. All right, so we've got our die that coordinates with this stamp. So we'll just line that up beautifully and move that over a tad. There we go. All righty. Line that one up there. We'll run that one through first. I don't think... we could fit this one through if I trim this cardstock down a little. And then we can die cut them both at the same time. That'll save some time, won't it? Yeah, look, we can fit that one on there. Let's grab the other die that coordinates with that one. Oh, that one came off a bit easier. And we will die cut this one. Let me grab some more washi. Use that one there and grab another one. Line up our die. Oops, I just need to see through this little hole here for the stem. So this little hole here, I don't know if you can see that, but you can actually see the stem through that little hole. So that'll help you to sort of line it up a bit. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. And that one can go on there like that. Put that one down on the bottom. Stagger our plates just a little bit so that they feed through the machine easier. There we go. All right, here we go. If you're crafting with me, let me know what products you're using today. Which Stampin' Up! Products are you using? Which stamp set? Which dies? Let me know what you're playing with today. All right, there we go. All right, get rid of those. Put these back on our die sheet. We don't want to lose them. And we'll get this big one off there. Okay, so once I've die cut pieces like that, I do put them in the paper recycling because they're not really usable size pieces. There we go. All right. Oh, I didn't put away the other dies that I used before, so I'll put them back on the sheet as well. And, oh, I need to move this one to fit them on. Move them over. There we go. All right. I'll pop them straight back into the case because they're not, I haven't really got them secured and I don't want to lose them. So I'll pop them back in the case for the moment. Okay, so let's now... Okay, so we're going to take these pieces. I'm going to run some ink over all of these like I did with the card base. So I'll bring back in that Sahara sand. There it is. To just age these a little bit as well because they are quite stark white. So if we were to put them down on the card like that, they would look so out of place, wouldn't they? Because they're just too white for my liking. All right, so I'll grab my blending brush again. That's not the right one. What's the one I had before? This one, I think. This one is the black one. I think it was this one. Was it this one? Chucked it in there and I didn't even pay attention. I think it was this one. It looks like a brown one. Yeah, good. All right, so I'm just going to... So what you could do is you could colour the cardstock before die cutting if you're doing plain die cuts like these, which is probably easier. And if I had have thought of it ahead of time, I probably would have done that and coloured the cardstock first because now we've got these delicate little pieces and it's a little bit more fiddly because we don't want to damage them. There we go. So that's a little bit more aged now. So it's sort of like I'm making them like Sahara sand, but they're not going to be as deep as the colour in the cardstock. Oops. So they'll still stand out on the cardstock because they're not going to be as deep as that. The blending brushes give you a much softer colour than the daubers. If I use the dauber, they would be a lot darker. And look, we can have some sections that are a little bit darker. So they don't have to be uniform in colour. So there we go. So we've got those coloured up now. So you'll see that they're still going to show up on there, okay? But you don't have that stark white. So they're going to look a lot better. Now, because these have got white edges, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, went a bit heavy on that one. That's okay. It's all good. Here we go. It's very aged. And then this one. There we go. And it's just taking away that white. Yeah, but we still get that pretty pink. So now that looks really aged, doesn't it? It looks like an old, yeah, it looks like an old image, like an old picture. Okie dokie. All right, so we've got our pieces. Now, to make them stand out on here, I don't want to just put them on. I'm going to die cut a circle. So we need to choose a size circle. So again, these are the circle dies. They are going to be on the last chance list. And they're going to be 30% off. They were $61 and now they're going to be going down to $42.70. That's Australian dollars. So these are a great buy. These are going to be retiring. So let's decide. Oh, Amber's asked a good question there. Does your blending brush take off the Wink of Stella? No, it is still shiny. Not sure if you can see that in camera, but it's still got the shine on there. So it didn't take it off, which is good. All right, now let's have a look. What size circle do we want to put all of these? Now I'm going to do a little cluster of all of these. And so I want a circle. That size circle is probably really good, actually. I think that size circle, that was the first one I picked up because I was looking with my eyes to see what size. I think that one will be good. And what I thought I would do is utilize some vellum. Let's see. Okay, now I do have some offcuts of vellum too. So rather than use a full sheet of vellum, I'll grab my offcuts. See, another baggie of offcuts. We might get it out of that. Let's see. Yep, beautiful. Okay. So I'm going to trim that down so that I can put it through my mini machine. There we go. And these bits will go back into my scraps because I'll get to use them for something else. Okay, so let's die cut. I'm just thinking, I hope that that is going to be enough. I think it will be. We'll try it with the vellum first. If the vellum doesn't work, we'll use cardstock. Oops. We could even use Blushing Bride cardstock, actually, because that was the other colour that I was going to use. But we'll see how we go with this first. I don't know, the Blushing Bride flowers on Blushing Bride cardstock might be a bit too much. But we'll try the vellum first. Vellum is also great if you have got a very busy pattern on, say, some designer series paper, or you haven't got quite the right color, or the pattern is, you know, really, really bold and in your face and you want to dampen it down a little bit. You can use vellum over the top to just soften it. The number of times I've done that when I've just sort of had not exactly the right thing or the right color or whatever, and the vellum is just beautiful to use for that. purpose. Okay, so pop our circle back on my dies there. Now vellum can't be recycled because it's sort of, I don't know exactly what it's made of, but it's like more sort of plasticky. So this one I put in the rubbish bin. I don't put that one in the recycling, just so you know. Okay, so these are our layers. So we're going to work out how we're going to have everything first before I stick anything down, because we still need to add ribbon and bling, of course. So I'm going to pop this over here. Have my flowers here. I think this one needs to go this side and this one needs to go this side, like so. Something like that. And then we've got this one, which can come in maybe I'll create my little posy here in my hands. And then this little one, this might look nice on the front. No, it'll be too much on the front. Let's have it coming from behind, perhaps. Something like that. We're getting there with it, yeah. Okay. The vellum is looking too white. So, bringing my sponge dauber, I haven't re-inked that, but I might need to. I wanted to see how much ink that would go down onto the edges of that without re-inking it, but I think I might need to re-ink it a little bit. Just dab off some of that ink so that it's not too heavy. There we go. Let's have a look at that now. Could even rub, I don't know how this will go, but we'll see. Rub a little bit of ink with your blending brush. I haven't re-inked that. I'm just using what's left on the brush. We'll see how that looks. Okay. Okay. Not sure if that lifts it enough. Let's try a circle of Blushing Bride. I have an offcut here of Blushing Bride, and I'm just wondering if I might go the next size up from that one. So that was my 3. Will it be this one? Or, yeah, I think it will be that one. It might be a bit big, actually. Hang on, let's see. Which one did I use? I used that one. Yep. Oh, no, they nest nicely inside of each other. Okay. So we'll do a Blushing Bride piece. Oh, I'm getting hot now. Working up a sweat over here. I didn't end up using the stitched rectangles in the end because, well, not yet. Maybe we might use it for a sentiment. We'll see. But we used the tearing technique instead. So I'll just cut my cardstock down to fit that die and so that it'll fit through the mini machine. There we go. Okie dokie. Dimity said, I'm doing the same as Angela, sorting retired stock and stamping, die cutting, and stamping, die cutting product carryover so I can see what I have. Ah, you're doing lots of sorting. That's great. Good idea. Did Angela say that too? I missed that comment. I'm sorry, Angela, if I missed your comment. That must have been back further, was it? Just scrolling, I can't see it there easily. That's a good idea. Yes, we did that the other day too. Pulled out all of our retiring products and set them aside to see what, yeah, what was there, what was going. Okay, so we'll give this a go and see how this looks. I wanted to try and stamp the border too, but I'm not sure that we're going to be able to. Oh, actually, I have an idea with that. We'll see. If I don't stamp it on the outside, I'll stamp it on the inside anyway. But I did just get an idea for that one. That came to mind. We'll see if it'll work. All right, so we're going to need to distress this one too because we've distressed everything else. And if we don't, it'll look out of place. Let me just see how much ink I've got left on there. Probably not quite enough. Now, if you don't like the vintage style and you prefer a clean look, you can still make this project, but omit all of the extra distressing steps and just keep everything crisp and clean. Just with the layer that I tore, you will just need to cut down a smaller layer, like a smaller border for your design, for your cardstock. All right, so we are going to ink this up as well. So it's not too pink. We want it dirty pink. Just a little bit, just there. Was that the spot? Yeah, got it. Okay, there we go. All right, let's have a look now. We'll pop that underneath. So I'm putting that underneath the vellum circle, so it's not too pink. And then that's breaking it up a little bit as well from our pink flowers, which we've also distressed. This is a very distressed card. It's very, very, everything is well inked. There we go. And then this one is going to stick in here somewhere. Not quite sure where. Oh, we could sit it like that, actually. That would be cute. Sit it like something like that. Okay. So I might put this down just a little bit. That's looking better with that pink behind it. Yeah. Alrighty. So now we've got to do our ribbon before I adhere all of these layers. Now I do have some, well, I was thinking, do I use ribbon or do I try and use this stamp as ribbon and stamp that onto, maybe if I stamp that onto some, could stamp that onto some white in the pink and then distress it perhaps. Let's try that. I'll get a strip of white. This is my little container of all my white strips, as I was saying. So we want, let's see, how wide is this? It's my ruler. This is about 1.3 centimeters wide. So let's see, we want something that's just a little bit wider. This one might be perfect, actually. Yeah, this one might be perfect. That worked out well, didn't it? Well, we'll see if it worked out well. Now I need to put this somewhere. Oh, I can hook it onto here. There we go. I'm going to hook it onto my trolley that I've got right beside me. All right, so let's ink this up in Blushing Bride. I could also try it in the Pear Pizzazz because we've only got the Pear Pizzazz up here in the flowers and we've got a lot of pink. What if we try and bring in the Pear Pizzazz a little bit more? We'll see what that looks like. Again, I'll probably ink it off first so it's a little bit softer. So let's ink this up. Now, because this stamp is larger than the ink pad, I'm taking the ink pad to the stamp. There we go. So let's just stamp that off. See how dark that was? And then we'll stamp it onto here. don't even know if I got that in the center. No, totally crooked. Look at that. Totally crooked, but that's okay. And this isn't even lined up properly on the block. Okay, I'll clean this stamp and we'll fix that. This would be really great to use with our Stamparatus, which is retiring, and I believe in North America they're already sold out. So if you don't yet have a Stamparatus stamp positioning tool, then and you've been wanting one, you might want to get it sooner rather than later, because they might sell out really quickly. We don't know, but they are retiring. So yeah. All right, so line that up. Oh, you know what? My sticker I don't think is on straight on my stamp. That's probably why. I'll try that again. Let's see. Try and get that straight. Have a look on there. Ah, my stamp is wonky. I think that's why. Stamp is wonky. Let's see if I can get it a bit straighter. Didn't put my sticker on straight. That's okay. All right, let's do a test. Oh, helps if I stamp it on the grid, doesn't it? Yeah, that's better. Okay. So let's try that again. We'll flip that over. Make sure we get all of the stamp. We'll ink that off. And I'll stamp this, try and get that in the middle. Let's see. Oh, that's better. That's not too bad. Okay, let's try that. Give that a go and see what that looks like. If not, we'll go to pink, because, you know, pink is my go-to on this project anyway. I do love pink. Pink is my favorite color. Well, in fact, I have two favorite colors, pink and purple. Funny thing is, I don't use a lot of purple in my crafting, Amber pointed out the other day, which is interesting because it is one of my favorite colors. So I don't know why I don't use it as often. Sometimes I do pull it out and I'll do a purple project. I'll pull out all of my beautiful purple tones. But yeah, I don't use it as often as what I would have thought that I would. So we've got to age this as well. We can't have this piece stark white if everything else is aged. That would just look weird. And in fact, I've got a bit of an edge here. So I'm just going to run my bone folder along there to flatten that down. It's just because I cut that on the opposite side. So I am very sad that daylight savings has ended. I love daylight savings. I know not everybody does, but I do. And it's already dark. It's already getting dark here. It's nearly dark, actually. And it just feels so late. But maybe it'll help me get into a better sleeping pattern. I don't know. Get to bed a bit earlier rather than get to bed at, you know, ridiculous hours of the morning. We will see. Okay, so I will trim this up, but I just wanted to see how that will look across the bottom. Oh, that'll actually look really nice. I think that'll look really great. What do you think? We could even wrap the ends of that cardstock around to make it look a bit more like ribbon, or I could just cut it. I guess I could just cut it, couldn't I? I'll cut it, I'll trim it to the ends of that stamped images. Oh, you're loving my card, Angela. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Angela. I think we both love vintage, don't we? Yeah. Rose says she loves daylight savings too. Yes. Me too. Angela Lonka also loves daylight savings. Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad to meet... Oh, whoops, I left my piece behind. I'm glad to know that others love it as well, because sometimes you talk to people about daylight savings and they don't like it. But I love it. Oh, Amber says pretty. She likes the strip. Great. Good, good, good. That worked out well in that colour. And I can run it all the way across to there. So what I might do is I might trim it to the size that that layer was. Now that I've got it trimmed to the end of the stamped image. So this will be our ribbon instead of having our ribbon. Oh, what size did I make that layer? Let me check. That was 14.4, no, 10 point, hang on, which way are we going? This way, 10.1. Oh, I nearly got myself mucked up then. Oh, it's nearly 10.1. It's just a little bit too long. So we're just taking off a little slither. But because I did distress the edges of that pink, it's taken it in just a little bit more. But that's okay. That should work all right. In fact, yeah, okay. I know what I'm going to do. Oh, you're watching the sunset now, Rose. Beautiful. That's so lovely. All right, so then that one will go across there like that. Now, what do you reckon? Do you reckon I should distress the ends of that bit too, pretending that that's ribbon? If it was ribbon, it probably wouldn't be distressed. Should I leave it just straight, or do you think that I should distress it? You give me your opinions, what you think. Should I distress it like the edges there, or should I leave it straight to make it look more like ribbon? What do you think? And then we have to choose a sentiment as well. I'm thinking just a small sentiment would be nice, just coming out here. Or we could do just for you. Yeah, we might stamp in, distress it, distress it. Okay, so you're all saying distress it. Did you ink the top edges of the strip? I didn't, because I wanted it to look like ribbon. Do you think that I should? Should I do that with the Sahara? We've done it with everything else, I suppose. So it could look like ribbon that's on a piece of cardstock, actually. There we go. That's what it is. It's a piece of ribbon run along a piece of distressed Sahara sand cardstock. Well, actually, it's white cardstock that's distressed, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Thanks, everyone. Can it be cut at all and maybe distress it? Yep. So I'll distress it like this. Now, to distress the two ends, do you think that I should scissor distress or just ink distress? Scissor distress the edges to make it a bit rougher. Scissor distress the two long ends, or should I scissor distress and then ink? What do you think? So that looks better now that I've got the top and the bottom edge ink distressed. Yeah, that looks better. That looks better, look. That'll be good. Scissors. Scissors. Rose says scissors. Don't know that the card needs it. I think it looks pretty as it is. Oh, you like it without it? Nice. Short ends only. Short ends only. Short ends. What does that mean, Roz? Short ends only. Straight ends? Short. Short ends only. What does that mean? I'm trying to decipher what that means. Sorry, I'm not a sewer. Well, I can sew basic stuff, but I'm not a technical sewer. Leave it straight. Scissor distress. Oh, short ends only. Oh, I get what you mean, Roz. Thank you. Amber's just interpreted. So scissor distress the short ends. I get it. Okay. Got it. Oh, shouldn't do it near my ink pad. Don't do it with your ink pad open, because you'll get ink. Sorry, you'll get bits of cardstock in your ink. Okay. Scissor distress the short ends only. Got it. I thought you were giving me some sewing tips or something there, Roz. Oh, all right, there we go. All right, now we'll add a bit more ink. So we've distressed that on the ends. Because they're only short ends, I don't know that it's going to show up that much actually, but we'll see. Let's see. Oh, yes, it does when you put it down on the cardstock. Oh, everything's moving around. I can start sticking these layers now that we're not adding real ribbon, we're adding stamped ribbon. Yeah, I might just distress this a little bit more here. Once you ink it with the ends, you kind of lose the distressing a little bit. Because they're such short ends, I think that's why, because they're such short little ends. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Awesome, awesome. All right, let's start sticking down some of these layers. And then, you know what? We could still add... I have another idea of something else that we could add, but let's start sticking down some of these layers first. I'll just set that over there to the side. I'll put away this ink for a moment. All right, I'm going to use some, let me see, I think I'm going to use some tear and tape, no, Stampin' Seal. Stampin' Seal, and we're going to, who would have known that on the other side of all of that beautiful distressed cardstock is that bright pattern. And don't get me wrong, I love that paper. I love that side as well. Not for vintage though. For a nice, bright, colourful, happy, cheerful card, but not necessarily for vintage. There we go. All right, let's see. Did I get that? Yep. Okay, so we've got our distressed piece of white. Yes, that was stark white cardstock. So we've distressed that with our Sahara Sand ink. We're going to layer on this distressed piece of Designer Series paper. Oh, there we go. We're going to layer on this piece of Sahara Sand cardstock that we also distressed with tearing and ink distressing. Oh, to the end there. There you go. To get the adhesive at the end there. It's creeping away from me. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then we've got our strip along the bottom. So it's going to go about there. So we'll adhere that there too. So it's going to go about there. Edge to edge on our distressed edge. Okay, yeah, you can tell that it's distressed now, so that's cool. All right, now these two pieces need to be adhered together, but this piece is vellum, so we want to make sure that we're going to put the glue dots where, oh, I've got glue on me, where our stamped images are going to cover up. So what I might do is actually work out, I might adhere these all together first, then I'll pop them on. And I think, you know what, the easiest way to do that is going to be with glue dots. So let's pick up some glue dots and we'll get these layered together, and then we'll work out where we can put that vellum. Or where we can adhere that vellum, I should say. So, okay. So I'm just going to tack these together with the glue dots, and then I'll add some more adhesive when I've got them all worked out. I mean, when I go to lay them down, we'll add some more. All right, so we'll probably put a glue dot onto this one. Let's see, probably on that one there. Whoops. Just turn that back over now. I don't know which one it was. Which one was it? Whoop. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use some glue. Some liquid glue for this one because this one's much finer. So we can add some there, there, and on our stem. We'll glue that in behind there. Making sure that we can see that poking out through there. And if you've got that little stem that's hanging out there, I'm just going to snip that off. There we go. So we don't see that little bit sticking out from the bottom. Good. Okay. Oop, now I'm getting in a sticky situation. And then with this one, so that'll go down there like that. And then this one I was going to loop around like something like that. Yeah, that'll be good. All right, so we'll put a little bit of glue just here on this bit, and then we'll glue everything down once we get that, once we get the vellum circle down. Like that, and I'm just going to hook that over there like that. There we go. So there's our little posy. Whoops, that bit is stuck to my finger. It's supposed to be sticking to the cardstock, not to my finger. There we go. It is a little bit sticky now because I've over glued it, but that's okay. So there's our little collection of, you know what, I'm going to grab a silicone craft sheet to sit that down on so it doesn't stick to my grid paper. All right. Now we can glue these two layers together. There's one more thing I forgot to do, but that's okay. I was going to do some ink splatter, which I could still do before I glue this down. All right, so we can put some adhesive. I'm going to put a little pencil mark. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little pencil mark where I can apply the adhesive. Actually, I've got a better idea. Let's put the adhesive on the back here first, and then adhere that to the vellum, and then we can turn the vellum over and adhere that to the circle. There we go. Okay, that's a better idea. All right, so we've got that adhered to the vellum, and now if we turn the vellum over, we can put the glue where we can see those pieces are, where it's not going to show through. That's a clever idea. Good thinking. Good thinking, Mandy. All right, and then we can line that up with our pink circle, which is not yet stuck to the, it's not yet stuck to the piece. Now, if you wanted to, you could mount those up on dimensionals if you wanted to. That would have looked nice as well, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this whole circle up on dimensionals. I would like to do that splatter though. Let's see. Do I have a Sahara sand? That's crumb cake. We don't want that one. That's too dark. Sahara sand. Yes. Okay. What I need to do though is I just need to protect this ribbon down here because I don't want to get the ink on the ribbon. So I'll mask that off with a sticky note. Actually, I better use two. I better go right across. There we go. Okay. And now I'll take this. Let me just do a test to make sure how dark it's going to be. Yeah, that'll be good. All right. So then I'm going to take my Sahara sand marker, Stampin' Right marker, and I'm going to move this away while I do it because I don't want to get ink on these, because this can get a little bit messy. And we're going to do some flicking. So we're going to use our lid and we're just going to flick our marker, and that will give us a little bit of a splatter. Just to stress everything just that little bit more. So what it does is it's putting ink into the lid, and then it's just, as you flick it, it's flicking the ink out. There we go. Yeah, good. Okay, then we'll put our cap back on there. Okie dokie. All right, and you can see the splatter has gotten there on the sticky notes, so I'm glad that I covered that up. There we go. So now we've got the splatter, and now we are ready to put on our little piece here. All right, so we're going to pop this one up on some dimensionals. And let's see, what have I got left? I've got a few left on here and some bits and pieces. I'm just going to pop my, just bear with me one moment. I'll just put my tub of blending brushes out of the way because they were in my way, and we'll put that out of the way and just do a little tidy. Okay, so let's pop some dimensionals here, and I want to pop one in the middle, so I'll use one of these offcut pieces just to support the center there. Get that last one off with my fingers. Okay. So this one has got a lot of technique in it. So if you are a beginner crafter, a project like this is one that you can do down the track when you've had a little bit of experience, but by all means, give it a go if you love the look of it, because it's lots of fun to play around with different techniques. All right, so now we need a sentiment, and then I was thinking, even though we've got this down the bottom, we could also add some linen trim, a linen trim bow, which I think will be beautiful. Got lots of cut bits here. So we'll use, oh, the other one's a bit shorter. We'll use this one and we'll tie a little bow. So this is just the linen, is it linen thread? Linen trim, what do we call it? Linen thread. So we'll do a little linen thread bow. Oops, I just shredded my linen thread. Hang on a sec. There we go. And we'll add that on as well. There we go. But we'll do our sentiment first. Oopsie. There we go. Look at my grid paper. Look how much fun we've been having today. All right. So we're going to do a little bit of a sentiment. So I think I'm going to stamp the sentiment in Sahara Sand. Or should I stamp it in the green again? What do you think? Should I do it in the Sahara or in the green? Or should I do it in the pink? We've got a lot of pink there. Decisions. I guess we could just try a few different colours and then we can choose, can't we? And let's see, would Just For You be a good size? Oh, that'll be a perfect size. Look at that. That'll be a good size, yep. You could use Just For You, or Just Because, or Hello. But I think this one will be a good size. So let's go with that one. Grab another block. There we go. And we'll get some of our scraps again. Grabbing all my little strippies, my little strippy pieces out. There is a die in this set. Let's have a look. Oh, but it's only small. It's a tiny one. It only fits the hello in it. And let's see, because the stitched rectangles were the other ones I was thinking of, but I think they're not going to be the right size for what I need. No, they're either going to be too big or too small. Okay, that's all right. We'll make our own label. We shall make our own. Let's have a look. We want one a little bit slimmer than this one. A little bit on the narrower side. That's about the same size. That one's a little bit narrower. That one might be better. Let's see. Oh, that one might be perfect. I'd like to see if I can get it even narrower than that. Maybe that's a little bit narrower. Okay, we'll try that one and see how we go. Sometimes it can be quite challenging to stamp onto a narrow strip. So often it's a good, oh, hey, Glenda, how you going? So sometimes it is good to stamp on a piece first and then trim it down. Yeah, All right, let's see. Julie's saying stamp it in black or early espresso. Early espresso would look good. Early espresso would look great, actually. But I'm trying to keep to our challenge, Julie, of 3 colours. So I kind of don't want to... I love early espresso, though. That would look really great. But I don't want to introduce a 4th colour. I'm trying to just keep to the 3 colours. So let's see. We'll try this one and see how it looks. Just for you. Oh, that's pretty dark, actually. Yeah, I think that will go well. Yeah. Yep, I think that one will be okay. I was thinking about either the green or the... Oh, we could try on the green on the other end, but then I think that the green might be a little bit too much. We'll have a look and see. We'll do the Pear Pizzazz just to see how that looks. Now, Pear Pizzazz full strength might be a bit much, but let's have a look and see. Ugh. That is quite dark, isn't it? What if we had a look to see what colour, what it would look like stamped off? I found another strip. Oh, same size. That worked out well. And that's stamped off. Not stamped terribly well, but no, I actually think I like the Sahara Sand. Sahara Sand or Pear Pizzazz. Yeah, I think I like the Sahara Sand against the, because we've got the green there. So I think the Sahara Sand goes well on this side. It seems more balanced. Okay. Oh, Julie's saying fussy cut the sentiment out. That's a good idea too. Okay, so what I was thinking was if I just angled the ends a little bit. So do that end and then flip it over and do the same. Oh no, I can't flip it that way because then I will, hang on. I always have trouble getting the same angle. There we go, it's that way. I always get confused. No, it won't be that way, it'll be that way. It'll be that way. That's it. I feel khaki-handed when I'm doing it the opposite angle. Like that. And then pop that down there. I need to take a little bit more off that one actually. It's a little bit too long. Yeah, like that. Or you could use one of the picker punches as well to punch the ends. We do have one of those that are retiring. I don't know if I'm liking those sharp edges. I mean, I haven't inked that yet. But we do have one of the picker punches that is retiring, which is, I think it's this one. Lovely Labels. Oh, Lovely Labels would be nice. What do you think? Should I try one in the Lovely Labels? Yes, I need, yeah, you're right, Rose. It needs to be the darker colour so I can distress it. You're right. Yep. What if I did that one in, hang on, I'll find another strip. That must be... It must be 3/4 of, no, it's in between actually. What do you think? Should I use that one or should I use the picker punch? It's just in between sizes though for that size sentiment. It's a bit bigger than the 1/2 inch and it's not quite the 3/4 of an inch. Might get it on 1/2 inch actually, you know. Might actually fit that stamp on 1/2 inch. Let's see. Let's cut a 1/2 inch strip. The punch is retiring, use it. Yes, good idea, Amber. It's good to use our retiring products. Actually, this one, is this one 1/2 inch? Oh, just a little bit wider. Is that sentiment going to fit on 1/2 inch? It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. Let's have a look. What's this one? This one is just over 1/2 inch. Let's get a wider piece and I'll cut it down to 1/2 inch. Line it up. I'm using the measure on the right hand side. Sorry, probably got the glare of the light there. Oh, stay there, you. Stay there. There we go. So that's 1/2 inch. And then if we do one that's 3/4 inch, that one's a bit wider. Grab another strip and see if we can cut one at 3/4 inch. That one's almost 3/4 inch. Line that up. That one's 3/4. So we'll see. We'll try one of each. Oh, I didn't cut that very well. That's because I cut off it was too skinny a strip. It didn't like it. Hang on a sec. Let's try this one I'll measure this side. I'll measure this side this time. 3/4 inch. Line that up using my grid lines on my trimmer. Stay there. That's better. Okay, so we've got a 1/2 inch strip and a 3/4 inch strip. Oops, I'll put that in my paper recycling, not in the bin. And we'll try those. And we'll try the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. Okay, so I'll put these other strips away so I don't get myself confused. And we'll save this one aside just in case. Oh, there's another strip. Put that one away too. All right, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. Let's see what we can do with this stamp. Trying to line up on a very skinny piece is very challenging, especially when the font on this is quite large. So I'm not sure if it's even going to, I'll do it in the middle a bit. I'm not even sure if it's going to fit on this size. Yeah, no, I think it's going to be too small for that size. All right, we'll go up to 3/4 inch. And there we go. Oh, didn't even stamp that well. Let's turn it over. Turn it over. Isn't it good that cardstock has two sides? There we go. I still didn't stamp that well. I didn't stamp it as well as the first one. Oh no. Hang on a minute. It's all right. We'll get there. We will get there. Okay, let's try another one. 3/4 inch. Let's move our card so we don't put the trimmer on top of it. 3/4 inch. Line that up nice and straight. Trim. And then stamp. And this time I'll try and make sure that I ink up my stamp properly. Okay, so let me ink up all around my ink pad because I think I probably inked it in the middle where I have used the majority of the ink from my stamp pad. All right, line this up and let's go. Oh, fingers crossed, everybody. Yay, we did it. Look at that. Yay, that worked out well. Good, good, good. Oh, Amber said, Lovely Labels Pick a Punch will be 10% off in the last chance clearance sale. Thank you, Amber. There you go. You can grab a bargain on the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. This has been one of our favourite punches. Amber and I have actually used this one a lot. It's been really great. All right, so we'll pop this in, lined up on the 3/4 inch guide. I'm using the decorative end, the sort of scallopy end. Take that out. All right, so that's a little bit far from the end, but what I'm going to do, this little piece that I just took out, or that I just cut off, I'm going to use that as a measure. And I'm going to bring that in and measure exactly where I want, how long I want this sentiment label to be. So I'll show you how to do that. Use that little piece, work out where you want the end of your label to be. So that looks pretty good. And then where that straight edge is, we're going to put a little pencil mark, and that's where we're going to cut our cardstock. Okay, so we'll cut that on the trimmer so that it's nice and straight. We're going to do one end at a time. Okay. Oop. So we're going to punch that, and then we're going to repeat the process on the other side. But it's a good idea to punch one end first, and then that makes it easier to line up the second one. Turn your punch upside down just to make sure you have got that cardstock lined up all the way to the end of your punch, so that it's not going to give you a nice straight cut. Beautiful. That's a lovely depth, a lovely, well, depth. I don't know if you'd say depth from the end. So now we'll take that little piece that we punched, and we'll line it up on the other end of the punched piece. Hang on, let me move to a clean piece of paper so you can see over here. And we'll try and estimate the same length of white cardstock, or distance, I should say, from the edge. I reckon about there. At that white edge, put a little pencil mark. That's where you're going to trim, so that when you line that up in your punch, you know exactly how much cardstock it's going to punch off the end. Okay, so there's our little piece. We'll pop that back in our punch, lined up on our grid. Turn it over, make sure that you've got it lined up properly, pushed up against the edge, and punch. And there we have our beautiful little label. Perfect. There, that's great. That's a good size. Okay. And then if you want to, you can keep these little pieces as future measures to do that same technique to measure the length of your sentiment strip. Okie dokie. Now what we're going to do is some more daubering. And this is the last step apart from our bling, which I've already chosen the bling, so it'll just be a matter of putting that down. Oh, and the bow. I think we'll add the bow as well. I think that'll just add an extra little bit of something. All right, so we are inking with Sahara Sand. Ink distressing all of those edges. Beautiful. And then take your blending brush. Haven't re-inked that, but I'm just using the ink that's left on it at the moment, and we'll see the depth of colour first. It's always good to start out a bit lighter rather than go too heavy at the beginning, because you can always add more ink, but you can't take it away. All right, let's have a look at that. Beautiful. I think that's a great colour. I think that's all we need. We don't need any heavier. And now look, we've got that beautiful little decorative edge there, which just gives it an extra little bit of something. All right, so I'm going to lay that on there, and then this side here is going to be popped up on some dimensionals. So I think I'm just going to pop one under there. Where did I put them? Oh, I'm going to start a new sheet actually. So let's take out that little corner one, pop one under here. I'm going to put some glue on the other end so that that adheres to the detail there, or our focal pieces. Okay. Flip that over, and we're going to pop that just in there, like so. There we go. And then we've got our little bow. We might make that a little bit smaller, and I'll trim the tails off. And I think that would look nice just there, actually. So let's grab a glue dot, a little glue dot. Now, this has been a bit of a mammoth project, and thank you so much for those of you who have stuck with me. I know that it's been a long time because I was doing all that distressing and I hadn't actually fully planned it, but it's kind of ended up very similar to what I had in my mind, which is good. I'm just going to pull a little bit of that glue dot off so that it's not too big, because it's going behind the linen thread, which is very fine. So I've just rolled that into a little blob. I've taken a little bit off, and I'm going to add this to the back of my bow. Oh, thank you, Athena. Athena says my card looks lovely. Thank you. I'm going to add a little bow there, and then we're going to trim up his little ends there and there. And then with my linen thread or any of my baker's twine or anything like that, I like to separate the fibers just for added texture. And because we have got a distressed project with a lot of texture that's going on, we want our ribbon or our thread to be textured too, rather than blunt on the ends. Oh, Glenda says stunning card. She loves it. Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you. I'm glad that you all enjoyed my project, even though it took forever to make it. I think it was worth it with all of that. There we go. Oh, we didn't add our pearls. That's what we need to add. We need to add our pearls. Where did I put them now? Oh, my goodness. Oh, there they are. Pearls. Pearl Basic Jewels are retiring as well. They are 10% off, so they were $10.50, and with the sale starting tomorrow on the 4th of April, they'll be $9.45. So grab these because I think these are going to sell out quite quickly too. I'll be surprised if they didn't, because they are just so beautiful, and I know that they've been really popular. All right, let's add some beautiful pearls to our project. We're going to add a few here and there and everywhere. I could break out in song, but I won't. Let's see, where do we want to put this one? And we'll put some, they're retiring, so let's use them, hey? Oh, I just lost one somewhere. I don't know where that ended up. Oh, is that it? Is that it there? Not sure. Not sure if that was the one or not. So we'll add a few more up here. A few different sizes. We've got 3 different sizes in the pearls. Oops, dropped that one too. Pop another one over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5. Oh, you know what? Let's go pearl crazy and add one on either end of the little ribbon strip as well. There we go. Done. Finished. There we go. There is our finished card. Our vintage Ranunculus Romance. So I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think that's really, really pretty. So thank you so much, everyone, for sticking with me for that. Athena says the card looks lovely. Angela says, love the card. Oh, see you later, Angela. She had to run. All good. It is getting late. Julie says, very pretty. Martha says, well done, Mandy. So beautiful. And Rose says, lovely card, Mandy. Worth all the effort. Thank you. And Glenda said, stunning card. Love it. I can't remember if I read that one out. Thank you, everyone. So there we go. So we used all those beautiful retiring, or all the products we used today are retiring. So if you loved any of those, then please be sure to grab them in the last chance sale. It starts tomorrow. Here it is here. The last chance product sale starts tomorrow, 4th of April, and will go till 1st of May, all while supplies last. So if there's something that you really, really wanted, be sure to grab it early because things are going to sell out really fast, especially all of the colors that are retiring, all the inks, the ink refills, as we're seeing already, because some of them are retiring already or have, and the card stocks and things like that too. So there you go. So there's our beautiful project for today. Well, I will flip the camera up so I can quickly say goodbye to you. So bear with me for 2 secs, and I'll just quickly do this. Cover up the camera. I think that's covered up, but I can't see because the camera is quite low. I'll just raise this back up a little bit, and I'll adjust my stand. I have to fix this after I finish to adjust it all back the way it was, so that I've got all of my adjustment screws on the correct side because I'm doing it backwards today. Doing everything khaki-handed today. Well, with the adjustments anyway. Not with the stamping. Okay, lights. Oh, flip and flip. Did that flip? And we're crooked. There we go. Oh, it did flip. No, it didn't. No, that was flipped. Okay, it's all right. Don't worry about me. And this light is going to play up again. Oh, it takes me a moment to get it in the perfect spot. There we go. Lights, camera, action, and we are all good. There we go. Okay, awesome. I don't even know if that camera is straight, but bear with me, it's all good. All right, so there is our beautiful card today. I think that was worth the effort, as you all said. It turned out really, really pretty. Beautiful vintage card using the Ranunculus Romance Bundle, which is going very soon. Look how shiny I am now. Worked up a bit of a sweat, I think. I might have to wait a little while for my cup of tea. Wait until I cool down a tad, I think. I think the camera was a bit crooked then. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. So, oh, thank you, Martha. Thank you so much. So remember, tomorrow starts the last chance product sales. So be sure to jump on that and grab the products that you love that are leaving. For those of us that are demonstrators, and I know that some of you from my team are with us here today, remember that from tomorrow as demonstrators, we can pre-order some of those beautiful new products from the brand new catalog, which is super exciting. So we get the best of both worlds because we get to order the early, let me start again. We get to order the new stuff early. Plus we get our discount on top of that. Plus if we are ordering from the last chance sales, we also get our demonstrator discount on top of that as well. Now, any of those products from the last chance list that are available, from the pre-order list for the new catalog, if you join now, you can put any of those products in your starter kit, which is amazing. So you can choose $235 worth of product. You'll only pay $169. Plus you get free shipping on that, which is awesome. And then from then on, you will get 20 to 25% discount on all of your Stampin' Up products. Now, let me tell you, you'll be wanting your discount, that 20 to 25% discount, you'll be wanting that for this new catalog because the products in here are beautiful and we've got all those new colors coming in as well. So if you would like more information about joining my beautiful crafting community, and coming and joining us on the creative journey and all the fun that we have together, then please let me know. I will pop the join link. It'll be in the description of this video with all my other links as well. So if you would like to if you just made that decision and you're like, yep, I'm going to join with Mandy, then feel free just to go through to the join link. If you have any questions though, feel free to get in contact with me and let me know, and I would love to answer any of your questions. All right, well, I will let you go. This has been a really long live, but thank you so much. I've enjoyed my time with you. I've enjoyed chatting with you. Thank you so much for your suggestions as well as we went along. I love it when you craft with me. And I look forward to seeing you again really soon. We are not on daylight savings anymore. So I will be live on Thursday at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then I'll be back again next Monday afternoon as well. So I look forward to seeing you out there in cyberspace. Happy shopping, everyone. So exciting. I'll see you all soon. Happy crafting and happy shopping. Bye.